So, so did you kind of go that did you kind of go the same route that your coworkers went through? Was it just try to sell one big property and then use that to jumpstart your real estate investing career, or what was your first transaction like?
Yeah, so my first transaction ever, it actually wasn't even a sale. It was actually it was a lease. It was a lease for a medical building, which was kind of cool. I thought, honestly, I thought I was going to crush it as a real estate agent, but I mean, obviously, I did it. But I think I did make up for it as I started investing. So it was a little bit harder to get the money together to start buying real estate. I did it through a W-2 job and just, the money I've saved up over the years. And then that's kind of how I got started. I wish I would have, I mean, I missed out on more deals than I, was able to get as an agent. Definitely fumbled some really big ones, but that's okay.
Yeah, and I I tell this to my clients all the time, the ones who want to get into real estate. They want to quit their W-2 and how do I get into real estate ASAP? But sometimes you really do like a W-2 serves its place at some point in your life. You need to at the end of the day to get into real estate, you need to have cash. So yeah, I'm glad you touched on that. No matter which way you get to it, whether it's W-2, whether it's a 1099 job like a real estate agent job, you need to somehow get that cash to put a down payment on your first property and get into it. And no, go ahead.
No, no, I was going to say, I think having a W-2 is just fantastic, especially if you're trying to own rental properties. I know lenders, I mean, absolutely love W-2 income. So it makes it easier for you to qualify for, rental property. I mean, yeah, the dream is, right, to quit the W-2 and just live off of rental proceeds. But then it becomes harder to get more deals, depending on how much cash you're putting out. But I mean, I think having a W-2 job is great. If you can also have rental income, that's even better because you can put those two together and then you can really do some incredible things.
Yeah, yeah, you can just keep it. It keeps on compounding. So yeah, it just keeps building on itself. So yeah, what was that first property? Was it a single family home? Did you go straight to multifamily? What was that?
Well, my first property, so I started buying in like the university area. I thought the smartest move was probably to find an area that like people don't want to buy there, but they want to rent there because they're not going to be there for very long. And my interpretation of that was just buying in like university. And I did do that. I was only buying university properties for the longest time. But surprisingly, they're not all like college kids. Like some of them just want like affordable housing, and people go to like these university areas and they live there, and they're great tenants. You do get a little bit of wear and tear with with students, right? Because I guess a lot of times it's like the first place they've ever lived in like by themselves. Um, but yeah, so I did that, and then one thing led to another, and just kind of kept adding more. I didn't think it would get to like the point it did. I thought I was just going to own maybe like one or two rental properties, and I was going to be set, and I was going to work a W-2 job, and life would have been great. And then it just kind of kept on growing, and I'm impressed. I didn't think I can pull it off, but I did.